Hi everyone, it's Jenny here to welcome you all to a look ahead. We begin with a look at a couple of news stories, but first a word from our sponsor.
We invite you to plan now to come embrace the fun at Bryden Farm, where the tea is always on and the coffee's not far behind. Call ahead though, you can reach us at 90290707770.
Jenny here with a look ahead at a few news stories making headlines this week. Ireland is currently seeing a wave of protests that began over fuel prices, but the situation appears to be about much more than that. Across parts of Dublin and beyond, road blockades and public demonstrations have drawn attention not just to the cost of fuel, but to wider concerns affecting everyday life. For many people, the frustration goes deeper. It includes rising housing costs, expensive groceries, higher taxes, and increasing pressure on household budgets. Some also point to concerns about government policy, immigration levels, and the overall direction of economic planning. At the heart of it all is a growing sense among some citizens that they are not being heard. This is not just an Ireland-specific issue. In many Western countries, similar pressures are building. Canada, for example, has seen rising costs of living, housing shortages, and growing strain on public services. While the scale of protest is different, the underlying concerns are increasingly familiar. History shows that major protests rarely come from a single issue. Instead, one visible trigger often brings together a range of long-standing frustrations. In Ireland, fuel prices may be that trigger, but they sit on top of broader economic and social tensions. Canadians, like many populations, are generally known for being patient and steady in times of difficulty. But that patience is not unlimited. Recent years have already shown that public frustration can lead to large-scale demonstrations when people feel pushed too far. What stands out most is not just the specific policies being debated, but the growing perception in many countries that ordinary people have less influence over decisions that affect their daily lives. Whether or not one agrees with the protests, they reflect a wider pattern that is appearing across several democracies. Ireland may simply be the most recent example. But it likely won't be the last. A new partnership is taking shape between Alberta Premier Danielle Smith and Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston, as the two leaders signal closer cooperation on energy and economic development. The discussion centers on building what both premiers describe as a more self-reliant Canada, with a stronger focus on developing domestic natural resources and reducing reliance on foreign energy markets. At the heart of the talks is a plan to better connect Alberta's long-established oil and gas expertise with emerging opportunities in Nova Scotia's onshore natural gas sector. Alberta brings decades of experience in energy production, infrastructure, and workforce development, while Nova Scotia continues to explore ways to expand its resource potential and attract new investment. The two provinces say this kind of collaboration could help strengthen Canada's overall energy security while also creating new economic opportunities, including job growth and increased investment in regional infrastructure. Alberta Energy Minister Brian Jean also played a role in organizing the roundtable discussions that helped bring the two provinces together. While still in the early stages, the partnership reflects a broader shift toward interprovincial cooperation in Canada's energy sector, with provinces increasingly looking to work together on shared priorities rather than operate in isolation. Supporters of the approach say it could help stabilize energy supply, strengthen domestic markets, and ensure Canada is better positioned in a changing global economy. Miramichi, Grand Lake MP Mike Dawson, who was in the news earlier this year for refusing an automatic pay increase, is in the news again. In a statement released April 8, Dawson responded directly to rumors suggesting he might leave the Conservative Party following recent political attention triggered by another MP crossing the floor to the Liberals. Dawson was clear in his message, saying he has no intention whatsoever of leaving the Conservative Party. He added that he ran as a Conservative, was elected as a Conservative, and will remain a Conservative. The comments come after public discussion and media speculation about possible further changes within the Conservative caucus. Dawson also pointed to his position on parliamentary pay as a factor behind some of the attention. He says his position reflects his broader approach to accountability and representing constituents. Dawson emphasized that he intends to continue voting based on his judgment on issues affecting his riding, while remaining committed to the commitments he made during his campaign. Dawson is not alone. A number of Conservative MPs have issued public statements this week reaffirming their intention to remain within the party following increased political speculation. Dawson says he will continue to serve as Member of Parliament for Miramichi, Grand Lake as a member of the Conservative Party of Canada. It's nice to see an elected official who sticks to their commitments.
Hi, it's Michelle here with a look ahead at community events for April 13th through April 19th. Monday, April 13th, in Wolfville, Soups and Sides at the Wolfville Farmers Market presents Monday is for Momos, a free community meal in partnership with Momo Nepal. The event runs from 5 to 6:30 p.m. and also includes table crafts hosted by the Wolfville Art Hive. Everyone is welcome to attend. Tuesday, April 14th, Halifax hosts the opening of Outfest, running through April 19th. This is Atlantic Canada's largest queer performance festival, featuring theatre, music, dance, comedy, and more at venues across the city. Each night, free Craig's cookies are available on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. Wednesday, April 15th, there are several community events. In Yarmouth, Families at Play runs from 9 to 10 a.m. at the Hebron Recreation Complex, offering indoor soft play for families at a low cost per family. Later in the day, Sea Level Brewing hosts a paint night with Valley Art workshops featuring the Fire Horse design, and in Hebb's Cross, a painting with wool workshop runs from 6 to 8 p.m. Thursday, April 16th, Irish set dancing takes place in Wolfville from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Royal Canadian Legion, offering a welcoming social dance session for all experience levels. Also on April 16th, the Sackville Business Association Spring Giveaway closes at 11:59 p.m., and a public meeting for the Hance Harvest and Pumpkin Jamboree takes place at 6:30 p.m. in Windsor. On Friday, April 17th, veterans in Greenwood are invited to a Veterans Coffee Social at 619 Central Avenue, offering coffee, snacks, and social time. Also on April 17th, Chase the Ace takes place at the Kentville Legion at 8:45 p.m. with weekly jackpot draws and ticket sales earlier in the evening. In Annapolis Royal, the deadline also closes for applications for the seasonal museum interpreter position. On Saturday, April 18th, several community events are happening. In Bridgewater, the Women and Girls Swim takes place from 4 to 5 p.m. at the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center. In Windsor, Bowl for Kids' Sake brings a fun bowling fundraiser supporting youth mentoring programs. In Yarmouth, Escape the Museum offers an interactive escape room experience with multiple time slots throughout the day. In Wolfville, the Yard Waste drop-off site reopens for the season at 9 a.m., and Irish set dancing also continues as part of its spring session schedule. A 40th anniversary celebration is also taking place at the White Rock Community Center. On Sunday, April 19th, in Centralia, a Save Our Old Forests Forest Walk takes place as part of Earth Day programming. In Kentville, the Royal Canadian Legion hosts a comedy night featuring Tina Randall and guest Nan Tilley at 3 p.m. Tickets are available in advance or at the door, and the event is open to ages 19 and over. For local news, weather, tides, and events anytime, visit CountryAirRadio.com.
Hi everyone, Chris here with a look ahead at the weather for Bear River and the surrounding area. Monday, April 13th, periods of rain are expected through the day with fog patches developing in the morning. Rainfall amounts will range between 2 and 4 millimeters. Winds will strengthen from the southwest at 20 kilometers per hour, becoming south at 30 and gusting to 50 by morning. The high will reach around 8 or 9 degrees. Monday night, rain continues before tapering off near midnight, followed by partly cloudy skies. Another 5 millimeters of rain is possible, with temperatures holding steady near 8. Tuesday, April 14th, will bring a mix of sun and cloud and much warmer temperatures, with a high near 15. Winds will be lighter and mainly from the northwest. Tuesday night, clouds return with a 60% chance of showers and a low around 6. From Wednesday through Saturday, expect mostly mild spring weather with a mix of cloud, sunny breaks, and occasional showers. Highs will range from around 10 to 16 degrees through the period, with overnight lows generally between 5 and 8. The warmest and brightest days appear to be Friday and Saturday, when temperatures could climb well into the teens. That's a look ahead at the weather. To find your local weather, visit CountryAirRadio.com or get our Country Air Radio app, also available for free at CountryAirRadio.com.